Marburg HF is caused by Marburg virus, a genetically unique zoonotic or animal-borne RNA virus of the filovirus family. The 5 species of Ebola virus are the only other known members of the filovirus family. So the Marburg virus, or the Marburg hemorrhagic fever, basically behaves like Ebola. It's a part of the filovirus family. Now, when you look up the word filovirus, I believe filovirus, now on this site here, which is the CDC, it says Filoviridae. Filoviruses belong to a virus family called Filoviridae, if I'm pronouncing it right, or Viridae, and can cause severe hemorrhagic fever in humans and non-human primates. So far, only 2 members of the virus family have been identified: Marburg virus and Ebola virus. 5 species of Ebola virus have been identified: Typhorus, formerly Ivory Coast, Sudan, Zaire, Reston, Bundibugyo. Ebola reston is the only known filovirus that does not cause severe disease in humans. However, it can still be fatal in monkeys, and it has been recently recovered from infected swine in Southeast Asia. So that's telling you what Filoviridae is. Filoviridae viruses are basically in the family of Ebola. So now let's go back here. Now, we read about the definition of Marburg virus, or the hemorrhagic fever. So let's go back to here. So this company, this Maryland-based company, Perfectus Biosciences, is making a vaccine that is also based on VSV, which is vesicular stomatitis, which is rabies. The Perfectus prototype Vesiculovax vector is demonstrated single-dose protection of monkeys against lethal challenge with Ebola and Marburg viruses, the company says in a statement. So this company is going to base their Ebola vaccine with the VSV rabies virus. I'll give you another movie, 28 Days. In the very beginning of the movie, you had some animal rights activists. The movie takes place in England. So you had some animal rights activists that broke into this bio lab or whatever, and they wanted to free the monkeys from being used as test subjects for this particular, had to be a bioweapons company or something like that. And the doctor told them, don't open the cage because they're infected. It's in their blood and it's in their saliva. And he asked them, what is it that they're infected with? He said, a rage virus. They're infected with a rage virus. This was in the movie 28 Days.
I know who you are. I know what you think you're doing.
You don't want to get hurt. Keep your mouth shut and don't move a fucking muscle.
The chimps are infected. They're highly contagious. They've been given an inhibitor.
Infected with what?
In order to cure, you must first understand.
Infected with what?
Rage.
What the fuck is talking about? For this shit. Get the cages open.
No!
Listen, you sick bastard. We're going and we're taking your torture victims with us.
We're gonna get you out of here.
Listen, the animals are contagious. The infection is in their blood and saliva. One bite. Stop! You've no idea! The killer! Oh my God! What's the matter? We have to kill her now! Oh God!
So The rage virus basically is a rabies virus, because that's rabies is what causes animals to be enraged and want to bite and kill anything that's in its vicinity. Once the symptoms start persisting, the beginning of the symptoms is like it's kind of like the flu. They'll have trouble breathing. They'll kind of like sound like they're wheezing when they're breathing, like a person that's an asthmatic. And tears will be constantly coming out the eyes, and saliva will constantly be dripping from the mouth, foaming at the mouth, as you would call it. Then eventually they become enraged and want to bite you. They want to bite you and destroy you. Now, here on the University of South Carolina School of Medicine site of Microbiology and Immunology Online, Virology Chapter 20, Rabies by Dr. Richard Hunt. Rabies virus belongs to the family Rhabdoviridae, Greek rhabdos, rod. They can infect a variety of animals and plants worldwide. It is estimated that approximately 55,000 persons die of rabies each year. Now, this brings me to another point, because here it tells you that rabies belongs to the family Rhabdoviridae. And now in the movie, The Crazies, the movie was based somewhere in Middle America, and it was a government plane carrying infectious virus that crashed in the water supply. And days later, people started becoming enraged and crazy. People started going crazy. That's why the movie's called The Crazies. And they were fighting, killing, trying to shoot, bite any person that they came in contact with. Well, the star of the movie, who was the sheriff of the town, finally caught up with one of the government agents in a black Jeep. And he said, "Look, you're going to tell me what's going on. What is this thing?" And then he said, "What is it that was in that plane that crashed?" The government agent said, "Rhabdoviridae."
Welcome to Pierce County, friendliest place on earth, asshole.
Russ, I want to talk to him. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm the guy standing between you and a bullet. What was on that plane? What was on that goddamn plane?
Trixie. Rhabdoviridae prototype.
Fucking
It
biological
was
weapon.
headed to an incinerator in Texas.
You're telling me that you guys engineered this crap?
It's designed to destabilize a population. In this case, the wrong one. Look, fella, we lost a plane. What do you want me to say?
How about sorry for destroying your whole goddamn town?
David!
What would you
Wait.
have preferred? A global pandemic? Take it up with a pilot. I came here to help.
Who? How was?
What is the incubation period?
48 hours. After that, you're either dead or you don't have it.
Fine. It's day 3, and we're still talking. So you are gonna help us.
Fuck!
No, 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 no,
Oh my
no!
God!
What the fuck is the matter with you? I said that I wanted to talk to him. He talked.
He said it was Rhabdoviridae that was in that plane. Then the other guy said, "Wait a minute, you mean you guys engineered this? You guys engineered this?" And that was in the movie The Crazies. So for those of you out there that don't believe that the government has engineered this Ebola thing, or that they're using this as a way to actually infect you with Ebola, because this particular video is beware of the Ebola viruses. At the beginning of the video, beware of Ebola viruses. And I'm explaining to you what they're actually doing, and how Hollywood, they show you in these movies what they plan on doing in the future. It's no coincidence, man. They created this thing. They set this thing up. And here's another article here. This article is called Veterinary Pathology. It says pathology of experimental aerosol Zaire Ebola virus infection in rhesus macaques, which those are monkeys, right? It says here, U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Disease. This is the abbreviation USAMRIID, Fort Detrick, Maryland, USA. And Integrated Research Facility, Frederick National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, National Institute of Health, Fort Detrick, Frederick, Maryland, USA. So it goes on to say here, there is limited knowledge of the pathogenesis of human Ebola virus infections and no reported human cases acquired by the aerosol route. There is a threat of Ebola virus as an aerosolized biological weapon, and this study evaluated the pathogenesis of aerosol infection in 18 rhesus macaques, which are rhesus monkeys. Now, let me jump on down here because you can go and actually, put this in your search yourself and go look this up for yourself. But I just want to give you just some quick points. Now I want to read something when you go further on down here. It says, in the NHP, there is one report of transmission among research animals by way of infectious droplets and aerosolized particles. Aerosol exposure as a means of human infection has never been documented. Ebola virus, along with several other highly pathogenic agents, has the potential to be used in biowarfare as aerosolized weapons, and are therefore classified as biological select agents and toxins, which the abbreviation BSATs. These factors, coupled with lack of licensed human vaccine or approval medical countermeasures, amplify the risk of Ebola's virus to human health. Right? So that's explaining to you that it's definitely used as a biological weapon. So that's why I'm going into this thing about dealing with rabies and the rabies virus, because in all these movies they keep talking about a rabies virus, but in every one of these movies, especially the movie you got the movie I Am Legend, which I mentioned. You also got the movie Quarantine. Now in the movie Quarantine, there was a building in LA that was quarantined as a result of some type of viral outbreak that was in that building, and it led the CDC and the federal government to that building. So there was a vet that was living in the building. He grabbed a police officer and said, look, I know what this is.
I have to show you something. What? I have to show you something. Just a second. I think I know what this is. Come, look. Her tear ducts, her salivary glands are constantly flowing. Right? She seems to be unable to swallow or speak. She has a fever. She's confused. She has some degree of paralysis and delirium. These are all rabies symptoms.
Are you sure?
Look, I'm a vet, okay? I've never seen it in humans before, but I know what rabies looks like. Look at this. Look at this. Tears, saliva, fever. Tears, saliva, fever. I mean, they have what she has, but here's the thing. Rabies takes months for symptoms to show. This is taking minutes. I mean, rabies, it never acts this fast.
How does rabies spread? It's just through bites, right?
No. Basically, it's passed through anything wet, blood, saliva, any mucous membrane. So if you get their blood on you, you're okay. But if you get their blood on you and it gets into a cut, into your mouth, into your eyes, then you're not okay.
How's it cured?
No, there's no cure.
People get shots in their stomach, don't they? I've heard about that.
That's before symptoms start showing. Once symptoms show, rabies is 100% fatal. Shit. Yeah. Shit.
This is rabies, and he broke down the symptoms of rabies. And the CDC and the government had quarantined the building off because they didn't want it to escape the building out into the population. And it was, again, a rabies rage virus.